This is our time, the main news. At this hour, I am Andrei Sinitsyn. Hello. The United States and Israel have attacked Iran. Strikes on Tehran were carried out this morning, February 28th. Around 30 sites were attacked in different regions of Iran. Targets included the presidential residence and the main office of the intelligence agency. Israel called this operation Roaring Lion as a continuation of the operation during the 12-day war in June. The Pentagon has named the current operation against Iran Epic Fury. U.S. President Donald Trump stated that Tehran's threatening actions pose a direct danger to the United States, American troops and bases abroad, as well as to U.S. allies around the world.
United States Armed Forces are conducting a large-scale and ongoing operation to prevent this vicious, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We will destroy their missiles and level their missile industry to the ground. We will destroy their navy. We will make sure that terrorist groups in the region can no longer destabilize the area or the world, attack our troops, or use improvised explosive devices or roadside bombs to inflict severe injuries and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain nuclear weapons. We have launched Operation Lion's Roar, a much more powerful operation than Rising Lions, which was also very effective. We are doing this in full cooperation with our friends in the United States, under the bold leadership of President Trump. Together with the United States, we will deliver a powerful blow to the terrorist regime and create conditions that will allow the brave Iranian people to rid themselves of this bloodthirsty regime. Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel.
Response: Iran launched ballistic missiles at Israel and U.S. military installations. In particular, there are reports of strikes in Bahrain. Israeli air defense systems intercepted missiles over the northern city of Haifa. Air raid sirens sounded in several areas of Israel. The government is urging civilians to take shelter in bomb shelters. Ukraine supports the people of Iran, but not the regime. A corresponding statement was published by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs notes that the Iranian regime has used a policy of violence against its own people and other countries. The diplomatic agency pointed out that Iran has directly provided military support to Russia, which is attacking Ukraine with Iranian Shahid drones.
The Iranian regime, which has oppressed the Iranian people for decades, has launched a large-scale policy of violence against its own people and other countries. This refers to widespread human rights violations within the country, support for militants who have spread chaos in other countries in the region, and direct military support for the aggressor state Russia in its unprovoked war of conquest against Ukraine. We remember and will never forget the strikes by thousands of Shahed drones on our peaceful cities and people, from the statement of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Well, we are following the events unfolding in Iran, and we'll continue this topic during the information marathon on Freedom TV channel. We will be discussing this topic with our guests on the air. But for now, let's move on to other news of the day. The Russian army continues to attack Ukrainian settlements. In the Sumy region, in particular, the occupying forces struck an agricultural enterprise. As a result of the attack, 2 women were killed and another was injured. This was reported by the State Emergency Service of Ukraine. A 2-story building belonging to the agricultural company was destroyed, and 5 residential houses were also damaged. Search and rescue operations are ongoing. Due to the threat of repeated shelling, rescuers are forced to suspend their work and move to a safe location. In total, last night, Russian occupiers launched 105 drones of various types at Ukraine. 60 of them were Shaheds, and 1 Iskander missile ballistic missile. The local air defense forces successfully managed to neutralize 96 incoming drones during the operation. The Russian army is creating the threat of another humanitarian catastrophe in Ukraine. This is how the Ukrainian Parliament Commissioner for Human Rights, Dmytro Lubinets, responded to reports about the dam explosion near Kostyantynovka in the Donetsk region. The ombudsman emphasized that the possible destruction of the hydraulic structure is a deliberate act that could have severe and long-lasting consequences for people and the environment.
According to the norms of international humanitarian law, dams are granted special protection. Their destruction is strictly prohibited. Such actions by Russia are a war crime and a blatant violation of the Geneva Conventions. I have already sent the relevant letters to the UN demanding that this fact be documented and that a clear international legal assessment be given to the actions of the aggressor state. Dmytro Lubinets, Commissioner for Human Rights of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, Facebook.
Ukraine has received more than 10 NASAMS air defense systems from Norway. Deliveries are ongoing. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced this in an interview with NRK Nyhets. He said that Oslo helped Ukraine with gas after the winter Russian strikes on the country's energy and gas infrastructure. The head of state emphasized that Norway ranks second in contributions to the Pearl program and is actively involved in drone production. The Swedish armed forces have confirmed that the drone which approached the French aircraft carrier was Russian. Swedish military determined that the drone took off from the Russian signals intelligence ship Zhigulyev in the Oresan Strait. The incident occurred on February 26th near the port of Malmö. The Swedish military responded quickly and jammed the aircraft as it was approaching the aircraft carrier. The French warship Charles de Gaulle had arrived at the port of Malmö just a few days earlier to take part in the Orion 26 military exercises. The Russian Federation Army is transferring boats from the 102nd Special Purpose Detachment of the Russian Black Sea Fleet to the southern bay of temporarily occupied Sevastopol. This was reported by the partisan movement Atesh. The partisans emphasize that these vessels play a key role in guarding the Kerch Bridge and ensuring the security of the Russian fleet. The strategic relocation of this equipment clearly demonstrates attempts by the Russian command to protect and safeguard their scarce watercraft from potential strikes by Ukrainian naval drones and aerial weapons.